sent him a text message and I said, it's a super shot in the dark, but would you consider joining one of our live streams? And lo and behold, he said, yeah, man, I'll do it. Let me check the schedule, see what I got going on. So thank you so much, man.
I'll always take any time I can talk about myself.
Okay.
He's generous that way.
Absolutely.
Spoken like
He's a giver.
true YouTuber. He's a giver.
He's a giver.
Cool. So, I mean, we're going to start up with the questions, guys. And once we get through our questions, if we haven't come up to our limit, here's what I'm really excited about as well. You guys who are out there in the chat, we have a phone number and a call-in number. A number that you can call from the US, from Australia, from New Zealand, and also from Canada. And we can add up the places. 222-2222. I'm going to get the taxi cab of
700.
I have a feeling this just became crank yankers.
Yeah, for sure.
It can turn into that. It might. So with that call-in number, you can be anonymous if you want. I mean, I'm not going to call you guys back if you've just got to say, you know, Tom, you suck big time. Hey, whatever, man. We're going to go ahead and start off with the questions. Let's do it in the order of who's on the screen here right now in that order, right? So if you see Bearded Bobber up here to the top left, we're going to start with Bearded Bobber. And Justin, I know we said he's above you. I know we said we might go easy on you, but we just might end up grilling the hell out of you, buddy, because it's very rare that we get a chance to attack a vlogger that knows what they're doing.
Oh, easy with that. Easy with that.
Don't start rumors.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And, you know, we do this thing probably every month, and all these people that you see in the side chat all kind of, you know, help each other out with information, support each other just by, like, I know sometimes it can be hard to want to keep going sometimes in this game. But anyway, let me turn it over to Bearded Bobber. Bearded Bobber, what do you have?
Right. So my question, I'm actually just really curious, nowhere near that stage, but how do you deal with when you want to reach out to sponsors, and then how do you deal with sponsors that reach out to you?
Oh, great question. I knew sponsorship was going to come up sooner or later. It really depends on who it is, and that's both on the receiving and giving end. Like, for example, I mean, I get countless numbers of emails from Chinese companies wanting me to review their $7 PC headset. I'm just like, that doesn't even warrant, you know, time to respond back. As far as the legit sponsors, whether it be receiving or reaching out to them, I'm very upfront with them. I feel like setting your expectations right off the bat is beneficial for both sides, both the creator as well as the company. For example, I had one contact me today. It's a wallet company. And I was like, that really doesn't, you know, line up with my channel. But then I went and looked at it, and kind of the message behind this company is they're, you know, American made. They have a stretch goal to have 5,000 American jobs. So I thought the idea behind it was kind of cool. So I told them, I was like, hey guys, I don't sponsor, or I don't promote anything that I don't believe in. So you guys can send me the products first, no payment or anything like that. I'm going to, you know, put it through the test. I'm going to use it like I normally would. And if it passes the test, I will go ahead and, you know, promote this brand. If it doesn't promote the test, no harm, no foul, whatever. But there are some instances, especially if it is motorcycle related, that I will get the product and I'll say like, hey, if this sucks, I'm going to tell people it sucks. Like, that's just, you know, the name of the game. I'm not going to hype it up just because you gave me a jacket for free or whatever it be. As far as the reaching out to companies, I would really wait until you have a solid set of numbers, both on YouTube and other platforms. And solid can be, you know, subjective, but I feel like a lot of people reach out too soon and kind of tarnish their name. For example, like if you're reaching out with, you know, 50 subscribers or what have you. I mean, think of it from their perspective. You know, depending on what the product is, chances are they're not going to make their money back on that. So you have to look at it from both sides. But I did reach a point. I'm trying to remember. It was was probably around the beginning of the Dyna build where I'm not a ask for things type of person. I'm not a, you know, initiate conversations type of person. So to get into the rhythm of just asking for things was pretty hard, but you'd be surprised if you just ask for things and be upfront with people, how many people say yes. Sorry, that was a really long-winded answer.
Oh, no,
Good
No,
answer.
it was good. It was good.
It was one of those, I was more, you know, what understanding like how you did it. I was like, I've talked to a couple people that have, one of the guys came, Brandon Picasso came from Atlanta, and Indian sponsored him a bike for the weekend. And, you know, they've given us numbers on other things. So I was just curious on how you personally handled it.
I do 99% of my stuff through email. I'll just find out who's in charge of sales or who's in charge of whatever I'm trying to get a hold of. And I recently just started, I made a sponsorship deck that kind of just a high level analytics overview showing, you know, demographic, you know, how many views, CPM, things like that, just to kind of give people like, hey, look, this is legit. This is not just someone, you know, trying to rip you off, and just ask for what you want for. I mean, one thing that I've learned from hanging out with some aggressive people like Uncle Ken and Roblox is that the worst that people are going to say is no. And that's literally what it boils down to.
All about the juice and the squeeze.
Yeah. I mean, if they say no, it's like, okay, move on.
Thanks for your time. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because I would much rather, for example, Builtwell, when I reached out to Builtwell, they said, hey, we don't have the budget for, you know, promotion at this time, but we did check out your channel. We like what we see. We'd be willing to offer a 10% discount. I would much rather spend my money with that company than go and buy at full price of someone who never even responds to me. Like, when I don't get a response, it is kind of a little aggravating. I try not to hold against it, because I'm sure they get, you know, hundreds of emails a day asking for free shit. So I'm not going to, you know, hold it against them too hard, but I hold a lot more respect to the companies that do take the time to at least give me a no.
Very cool, man. Good deal. Good deal. Iron Cross, what do you got?
Oh, let me look at my list. Let me look at my list here.
Don't give him any softballs, man.
So one thing, basically, we just got back from, Bring It Home. And the only time I saw you there was riding around on this big side-by-side with John Maxwell, waving to the crowds. And so it kind of got me wondering, knowing you from, SA is, how do you handle, socializing with everybody at these large events? Because, you guys are walking around, you're meeting everybody. It's like, how do you really just balance time for everybody that wants time?
It's pretty hard, but before I get into my answer, I will say that someone commented on my video saying that the reason that John is a bigger vlogger than me is because I have a quote cringy ego, and I found that pretty funny, especially considering that when I was on that side by side, like 95% of the people were like, "Hey John, hey John." I have far from an ego. Iron Cross knows me well enough to tell you that what you see on the videos is what you get 100%. I guess that doesn't discredit the fact that I could have an ego, but trust me, I'm not big headed by any sort of. I'm a very humble person. But answering your question is, it is hard to balance time for everybody. But at some point you kind of have to realize that it's not in your responsibility, but more to the other people's responsibility to come seek you out. I know that sounds super freaking douchey, but there's no way that I can, have 1,000 people that I know like, "Ooh, I want to see these people." But to that point, I have, TJ from the Honorary One. I love that guy to death. I've spent a week up in Arkansas with him. John Maxwell. I love that guy to death. This is only the second time I've seen him, but I made sure that we had time to see each other. And I think that's kind of what it boils down to. But it was, I don't know if I want to get, fuck it. You guys said you're going to grill me. I'll go into it. I'm sorry. Can I cuss on this? Oh, too late.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Cuss away, buddy. Cuss away.
So between last year and this year, I have actually been put on anxiety medication because I actually have really bad social anxiety. So it was pretty funny to see how differently I was able to interact with people. Like this year, I felt much more comfortable, even though the crowd size and the amount of people coming up to me was exponential from last year.
And that's kind of one of the reasons why I want to ask that question, because I do kind of know that about you.
Yeah.
And I will say that in the brief interaction I did have with you there, you definitely were more engaged and more, kind of doing your thing. So that's awesome.
Yay, drugs.
Yeah. Yay. Medicated America.
Yeah. But no, it's really helped me, and I think I am just becoming more comfortable in bigger crowds like that. My sister even said it because she was there at the Bring It Home parade, and she got the shitty genes from my dad of the whole anxiety bullshit. But she's like, there's something oddly comforting being surrounded by 4,000 bearded bikers that are most likely carrying firearms. It's just there's something warm and cuddly about it.
It's not a safe zone.
No. It's the safest non-safe zone there is.
Nice. Speaking of medicated America, Wigsley Moto Vlogs.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah. What's happening? What did I do? Where am I? No, what's
Shoot
up,
the moon,
buddy?
man. Shoot the moon.
So mine's straightforward in two parts. It's what's the most rewarding experience you've had, maybe with a fan, or whoa. A rewarding instance you've had from YouTube, and then what's your most frustrated moment?
Oh God, those are good. It's hard to pinpoint like a single rewarding event. Actually, no, I do have one, because I remember I was saying like, I remember having a thought similar to what you just described. So it was actually this year at my meet and greet after IMS in Dallas, the International Motorcycle Show. I held a meet and greet with me, Adam Sandoval, a couple other local vloggers, and the Fast Life Garage guys from Fast Life Garage podcast. And I remember it was after the meet and greet, we kind of like went off to a bar in like Deep Ellum, a Dallas area. Actually, Iron Cross was there. But I remember just sitting there having a couple drinks, and I started looking around, and of course we had, the guys from Fast Life, had Adam Sandoval, and ended up meeting Chris Moose, who is a pretty famous fabricator, builds just some amazing bikes. And I remember him taking me aside because he wanted to show me his bike, the Die Knot, if you've ever seen it. But I remember seeing that bike like right when I got into motovlogging, like before I did any of the bike builds, and I loved it. I loved the style of it. I loved all the attention to detail. And I kind of had to step back and realize, like, holy shit, the builder of this bike that I was drooling over is now pulling me aside to show me his work in person. And of course, like I said, Adam Sandoval, Fast Life Garage, all these guys that I looked up to when I first started, I'm all sitting there, bumping elbows with them. And I realized that would never happen without the channel, like I said, due to me, not really talking to people. I guess it's given me that bridge, a reason to meet and talk to people that I would never have a chance to meet otherwise. Going to the other end of the spectrum, I haven't really had a low point that sticks out enough to, pinpoint as like the low point. I guess one point that was kind of significant was that I do not look at comments before 11 a.m. Like that's just that's a new rule, because I get way too into myself, like not into myself, but I let it get to me way too much. And I realize like there's no reason to let these negative ass people ruin my day, because it literally would. Like, I'd wake up in the morning, you know, sit on the pot and sit there going through comments, and I could read, you know, 100, 200 positive comments, and there'd be like one guy like, wow, you can't, you know, fucking ride for shit, or your bike's garbage, and it would just eat me up. And I was like, there's no reason to give the power to that negativity. So I guess that isn't a negative moment, but it's a big moment that involves negativity.
I remember you saying that in another video, and I've always thought that was really good. Granted, I'm lucky enough not to be at your standpoint, because I've had the couple negative ones, and still I totally, you know, oh, you're a fat piece of shit. Cool, thanks, man, for watching. Have a nice fucking day.
So
Thanks
it's funny.
Thanks for the views. Thanks
It's
for
funny
the
that you mentioned that. I have a funny story about that. So you know how in YouTube you can you know, filter out certain phrases or words that go into your spam folder or whatever. Well, I can't stand the fat comments, just because I was fat as a kid. I was fat growing up. I've always been the fucking fat kid. So it's just, it's because it's weak too. Like, it's such low hanging fruit. Like, if you're going to insult me, like, you know, insult my riding skills, insult my bike, like, don't go for the easy stuff. Right. So I filtered out the word fat in the comments, and as you guys know,
It messes with your bike, right?
Exactly. So my most recent bike is a Fat Bob. So I released the reveal video, and I'm sitting there just like, wow, it's been out for like 8 hours, and I only have like 4 comments. Like, what is going on? And then I clicked the under review or held for review, and it was just like like 4 fucking pages. I was like, oh god damn.
Oh man.
Well done.
Yeah. But I guess I've gotten over it. I mean, people can call me fat now. I mean, I lost 60 pounds. If you still think I'm fat, then fuck it, whatever, dude.
I still am fat, but I work at a tattoo shop like we were talking about. And that's the guys will come back to me. One of our guys is probably like 38, but we make fun of him for looking 94, and that just stays the joke. So yeah, and for one of his presents, we gave him a Civil War release paperwork that he was released from the Civil War because he was too old.
Oh, that's good.
He comes up to me and he's like, "You fat fuck," and I was like, "Dude, I can change my weight one of these fucking days if I get my lazy ass off the chair and do it." I was all, "But you're old, and you're getting older every fucking day."
Jesus, dude.
That's funny.
That's great.
Hilarious. Yeah, man, people can be brutal sometimes in those comments, but what I was thinking about the other day, I mean, shit, we're all adults. Like, the people who are talking shit about other people for whatever reason, those are the people that need to grow up. I mean, all that stuff was, you know, 8th grade, just bullshit that we've all left behind already. You know, I mean, it's time to move forward.
I will say, out of my 3.5 years doing this, I've had one guy come up to me in my face and say that he didn't like my bike. Just one. And I shook his hand and I said, thank you for having the balls to come and say it to my face.
This is my pops, and he's the reason I got to go to bring it home this year. I got to take his Harley. So,
man,
pops.
Oh my gosh.
I thought you were going to say that was the guy that was 38.
You said, I thought you were going to say that's the guy that is 38. No, because I was making fun of holes. Yeah, 58.
His name's holes. Even better.
That's awesome, man. I saw that bike. That's a badass bike, dude. I loved it.
Well, it's sitting out front of shop right now.
Nice. Cool. All right, good. So, Wiggs, you good?
Yeah, I would just add that I definitely I feed off my haters. I have like 3 haters, and I believe in free speech, so I let them have their piece. And then my move is I just call them by the wrong name. I've decided that all my haters are called Todd. So it's like, all right, Todd, and then they're confused. They don't know what happened.
My favorite is saying, all right, that's your opinion, and your opinion is wrong, because a lot of people can't wrap their minds around me saying your opinion is wrong is my opinion.
That's good.
And it really separates the fat of who's stupid and who is like, okay, no, I get that. Cool.
Yeah. I think no matter what you do, someone's not going to like it. I mean, I was looking at some of Adam's videos on Bring It Home, and you think about how much money was raised for first responders, and you got people down thumbing that. I'm like,
they don't give a fuck, man.
These people are full of shit. Yeah, they're not even watching the video at that point, I don't think. Or
I had 3 thumbs down on my live stream before I went live yesterday. So I always say I got haters
So
with
much
notifications turned on.
that's kind. Cool, man. Cool. All right. So Blacktop, what do you got?
Yeah, so I was curious, when did you monetize your channel? And if you could go back to that time, would you wait or would you do it sooner?
Well, to answer your question, I monetized it as soon as I possibly could. The guidelines were a little bit, or actually a lot bit less restrictive than they are now. So
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly the time frame, but I remember it was, ASAP. So if I could go back, I wouldn't change the time because that, but it took forever to really gain any sort of, real money. It was, like I said, I don't remember the time frame. I tend not to look at that stuff too much. One reason is because I'm a data analytics professional. So the last thing I want to do is come home and look at analytics. So, really the only time I ever look at YouTube paychecks is when they direct deposit. So I really don't stress myself over it.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do. So.
Well, the reason I asked is I work with another YouTuber. He's got a gaming channel, and he monetized right away, and it seems like his growth has just stopped. So I haven't monetized yet. I thought, nobody's probably going to want to sit through an ad to see my stuff yet. So, but I was just kind of curious.
That's interesting. I haven't heard any other instances of that. I didn't think that monetization would affect growth that much.
It's just a guess, I guess.
That no one
seen a
knows what
couple
the fuck the
people-
algorithm's doing.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And Justin, do you feel like any of your subs were turned off by seeing ads the first time around, or did you not see any difference? I think that's been on some people's minds. They're like, is that going to turn people off if they start seeing it?
I don't think so, but it's hard for me to say because, like I said, it's been from the very beginning. So there's very few people that were my subscribers that would know any differently.
I think
Right on.
I think if it's skippable, it doesn't, like, for me personally, if I can skip it or not, like, try not to, because I know how it works for everybody else, but as long as you can skip it and you're not watching a 30-minute ad for no fucking reason, because I've had those on my channel.
Yeah. I literally have
watching
no
four
idea what
parts.
pops up in front of my videos. So
Unless it's for F11. If it's for F11, I'm watching it.
I know. That's I was just making sure that's not what.
I think we got some feedback coming from somebody.
Really wide. It's
Oh.
really wide.
Who's watching
Is it
TV?
just people talking?
Who dat?
Yeah. It's a little longer.
Oh, I got dum-dums talking over here.
You can put it on mute. There's a mute
Shut the
button.
cake hole.
Shut up.
There's a mute button if you need it.
Oh, that's a roommate.
Shut up.
That's what it looks like.
Squirt him with the water bottle.
Stupid. He doesn't have any friends.
Unless there's a chick involved, we don't want to hear it. Hey, so I just put the phone number up here, guys, into the chat. Someone asked, what is that for? If you want to call in and if you've got a question, we're going to give Justin a little bit of a break. From
Dude, John
the
Maxwell just joined.
barrage. Did he?
What?
John Maxwell in the hizzy.
Yeah, John
Yeah.
Maxwell in the house.
Very cool. What's up, man? Damn, that's
Everybody
cool.
calm down. Calm down.
That was unexpected.
Yeah.
Thanks, John. I appreciate the comment.
Let me adjust here.
Fan off Iron Crosser.
Everyone's
Is my
fixing
hair
their hair.
okay?
Look at Justin.
I gotta. Ooh.
So the barrage of questions for Justin, we're gonna give him just a little bit of a break. We're gonna do a real quick little giveaway, guys. Sometimes I do this kind of stuff. We got some stuff over here. The first thing I want to give out, and by the way, let me backtrack. So I put a phone number up there with the passcode. You guys can actually call into this stream because, we call these live casts. It's a live recording of a podcast is how I see it. So it's going to stay up just the way it is pretty much with very little editing. First
Bet
thing
you I
wanna
can get
give
John
out-
Maxwell to call in.
Oh, yeah. Heavy breathing.
shit.
Hey, John, I called you out on the live stream,
That would
bud.
be badass.
Numbers in the chat.
Let me put the digits
Either that,
again.
or I could put John Maxwell's number in the chat.
He's got him on speed dial.
He could fuck me a lot worse than I could fuck him.
I'm glad we got that on video. So here we go, guys. First one given away is this bandana. Very cool. It's got a map of the Texas Hill Country. I just want you guys to go ahead and put down any number from 1 to 100. We've got our random number generator. As we give Justin a little bit of a break from the barrage, we're just grilling the hell out of him right now. All right. So
it's a rubber mount towel.
It's a rubber mount towel. I've got 3 of these things sitting over here. So numbers from 1 to 100. Go ahead, guys. I'm going to hit the number generator here in a minute. Give you just a little bit of a second. Very cool to see John Maxwell on here. And all these guys, look, I'm going to call some out. Scout Adventures, Moto Ricky Ricardo, 2 Kiwi Riders, Orvis 128, The Piney Princess, Digging the Hound, The Homie Bill. I mean, we've got like 75 people. Something. JT Hickman, The Badgers, Anonymous Biker USA. You guys just rock. Thank you for being on. Austin Rivera. These guys are from a group called, I'm going to get it right this time because I know I screwed it up on Roll Tide's video, Baggers and Brews. If you guys haven't seen Baggers and Brews, man, this channel impresses me. When I watch them,
yes.
Freaking Iron Cross Racing, 69. All right, let's get on with the damn drawing. All right, here we go. All right. The number is 35.
33.
So it looks like Outback Outlaw got 33. I don't think anyone else got
I think 333 called it first.
Did he? 333?
Yeah.
Iron Cross Racing got 34. Did 333 get 35?
Guys entering in your own giveaways.
Yeah, the giveaway.
Jesus.
Moto Egyptian is back, got 36.
You have to do it again.
Rules, that's over.
Moto Egyptian is back, got I'm going way back. 36. Moto Egyptian is back, got 36, and it looks like he's the winner. Very good, guys. All right, cool. So we're gonna keep on rolling. Moto Egyptian is back. Hit me up on Instagram and DM me your address, and I'll mail this thing to you. All right, so let's go now to, I think we're on Roll Tide 530. I think you're up, buddy.
All righty. Well, here's my question. Oh, I can't read it. Hold on a second.
Get the readers out.
This guy
I got to put the readers on.
Get the readers on.
Hey, my question is, and I've seen you both years at Bring It Home. Both years I haven't been able to catch up with you to just say hi. So hello, it's nice to meet you on here. My question is, are there any moto vloggers or just any YouTube channels, honestly, in general, of smaller YouTubers that you enjoy watching? Like, we know all the main, YouTubers that everybody watches, but is there somebody out there that maybe we don't know about, or just some weird little channel that you like to watch just because it's different, or you just think they put out good content?
I mean, unfortunately, this is like the shittiest answer I could give to this, but I don't watch any moto vlogging. I used to when I was starting off. That's like all I watched, but I don't know if I just got burnt out on it or what. But I think the reason, like deep down, I've tried to think of this because I've been asked this question before, but I think the reason is that I don't want anything else influencing my content, like subconsciously. So I try to, space myself out from it. So if I do watch anything, it's like one of two extremes. I'll either watch like some super high level, like science shit, like black holes, quantum physics, things like that, or I watch like cat videos. There's really no in between. The video I'm watching, or
cats on Roombas.
Yes. The stuff I watch a lot right now is Project Farm. He's huge, but it's a very, backwoods. He's combining like backwoods, redneck shit, but also talking about like, it's very scientific. So he helps you choose like what oil is best, what thread locker is best, things like that. But it's super scientific. But I really don't watch. The only time I'll watch like motorcycle specific content is if it's about an event. Like I'll watch the stuff over like AIM Expo, or I watched all the Bring It Home videos and things like that. But yeah, I don't watch almost any motorcycle content.
Cool. Yeah, no, understandable. Because every time I watch one, I just try to steal from somebody else. So
Yeah,
it's hard to
exactly.
keep shit original.
Because people accuse me of stealing shit all the time anyway, so
Yeah.
now I can use the excuse of like I don't even watch it.
Yeah. That was it. That was my whole question, Deez.
Cool, man. Cool. I remember, Justin, you might not remember because you ride with so many people, but almost a year ago, Dig from Dig and the Hound organized kind of a mini Texas motovlogger meetup. And it was a hell of a cold day, a little bit of rainy, and we went out to a barbecue place. And I think we were talking about the same thing. And it made me think in a whole different way, because I think the discussion somehow came around to you could either be a viewer or a creator, but it's hard to be both or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, it blew my mind. I was like, what the fuck is this guy saying? And I thought about it later and I'm like, you know what? It makes sense because there's so many videos out there that are similar that I think if you watch moto vlog, first person view every single day, your videos become that.
Yeah. And like I said, it might not happen consciously, but I think subconsciously it does take effect. But no, I remember that day vividly because it was cold as shit. And we actually passed that barbecue joint that we stopped at on the way back from the motocross track this weekend. We pulled up to the intersection. Nice. I was like, wait a second, I know where the fuck we are now. I was like, that because I was with Brad. I was like, that's the barbecue joint that we stopped at that time. It was cold as fuck. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh yeah, it's one of the 900 rides you didn't show up.
You didn't go on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude. When I took my food, when I was paying for my food, the guy who was the cash register. The cash register guy goes, are all of you guys like doing YouTube? And I go, yeah, a lot of us are. And he goes, well, how many subs do you have? Because I think you went first or something. He asked you and you gave him some number and I bullshitted the guy. I was like, I didn't want to tell him like the low ass number. And you're sitting there with like whatever you had at the time in the tens of thousands.
32.
I think I was around like 20 something, but he asked me, how many subscribers do you have? And I was like 22, 23. And he's like, oh, and I was like, oh, he obviously thinks I meant 22 or 23. I was like 23,000. And like, he starts calling people from the back and shit. And then I see him asking all of you guys. I was like, wow, I'm a fucking asshole. Because I just set all you guys up to just, you know, bomb in front of this guy who just called everyone back from the kitchen.
See, I've got the complete opposite of that. I went to the local shop and bought my helmet and it was bullshit with the guy. And he saw the t-shirt with the logo and asked about it. I was like, yeah, I just started a channel. And he's like, cool. So I gave him a spam card, you know, and while he's ringing me up, he pulls up the channel and he goes, bro, 187 subscribers. You got to step your shit up. I was like, yeah, I guess, you know, we get sponsorship at the moment.
Oh, man. Hey, we do have a caller. I want to see if this thing works. So let's get them in before we get to you, JT, if that's okay.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
Nah, man, go for it.
Caller, are you there?
Hey, it's Rick.
What's happening, Rick? Is this Moto Rick Ricardo?
Yep.
What's up, buddy?
What up, dude?
Things are good. Things are good, man. So what's up? You got a question?
Yeah. So I've been watching Bike and Bird for a while, and I noticed that he puts out videos really early in the morning. Like, I'm getting ready to go to work in the morning. It's like 4 a.m. here on the East Coast. And I'm like, oh, Bike and Bird just posted a video. My question is there a reason why you do it that way? You're just trying to, like, maximize the amount of time you have with your video out there, or are you trying to target a specific time zone?
A little bit of both. 2 a.m. falls for me. I put all my videos out at 2 a.m. Central, and what that does is that gets. Let me see if I can do math right. That gets like 10 p.m. for the UK, so that gets a good chunk of the UK audience later at night, and then, like you said, it gets all of the US as soon as they wake up. So it's just kind of one thing that I did at first, and I don't know. I don't really have any hard data to back it up, but that's just people know that 2 a.m. is when it goes up, and that's, you know, when I put them up.
Yeah, 2 a.m. when it goes up.
Oh man,
I wish I had a better answer for that. But
thanks, man.
No problem, man. Appreciate it.
Rick, thanks for calling, man.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right. So JT, what have you got, buddy?
Really just, what's your favorite style of videos? Is it reviews, bike reviews, regular interviews with other people? And does that tend to drive your content more? Do you lean more towards what you like, or do you have to put yourself back to do some of the other stuff that you might not care for as much?
A little bit of both. My main goal, my main focus is to make videos that I enjoy. And I think that really helps when you're, 3.5 years in and everyone else that started with you are like 4 or 5 times the size of you. But I don't know if that's just me trying to, make myself feel better about it. But at the end of the day, I'm doing videos that I like. And it really isn't about the money or the sponsors or anything like that. Really, I want to do something that I enjoy. And like part of the cool, side effects is that I'm creating like a video journal, not only for me, but for my family. So like, I'm not close to my family at all, but I've become closer with my family because of the channel, because they can watch the videos and see what I'm doing and things like that. So like I said, that takes priority. That's why I'm putting out a lot of dirt bike videos right now, even though people fucking hate them. But it's videos I really like to enjoy. And I think it's a very crucial part to capture because I suck ass right now. I'm really bad. And I want to be able to look back, a year from now and see, okay, I might think I'm writing bad now, but at least I'm not writing as bad as I was then. Like even in the 4 or 5 videos I've put out, I can already see progression within myself. So that's the number one key. But my favorite videos, oh man, my favorite videos to shoot are the event videos, like the bring it home ride, the Rot Rally, things like that. The vacation videos, like the Arkansas and the Big Bend, those are always the funnest because you're getting to have fun while shooting them, and they're going to be fun videos afterwards. The only downside is that you do kind of have to have a little bit of focus to make sure that you get all the shots that you need. For example, the Arkansas video, all the drone footage that you saw around downtown Eureka Springs, I actually woke up at 7:30 the morning before one of our rides to ride down to downtown by myself, fly my drone around for like 30 minutes to an hour, and then come back while everyone else was eating breakfast. So, I mean, you kind of have to make those sacrifices to put in a little bit of extra work. But I think they're one of the most rewarding. As far as performance goes, of course, my build series are one of my most popular, if not the most popular. I really enjoy shooting those. They do take a lot of time, and it makes the build take a whole lot longer. But I think that's why I've kind of focused on, like, when I work on my truck and things like that, even though I'm doing, cool modifications and stuff like that, I'm not recording it because it's like an escape from what used to be my escape. But those do very well. The reviews, as far as the bike reviews, they do very well. Like, for example, my Sportster 883 video review is still my #1 video, even this far into it. Those definitely are not my favorite because I feel like I have to act like an expert when I'm definitely not. I know a lot of people are like, oh man, you memorized all those stats. That's awesome. And really what I do, a little industry secret here, I will look at the bike, say a stat, keep my head in the same position, bring my phone up that's on the Harley-Davidson website, look at the next stat, put my phone down, do a hard cut, and then say the next thing. So it looks like I'm just, breezing over the stats on the bike, but no, I don't know shit about those. I mean, I can read them off a screen and know what they mean as far as to the bike, but I definitely am no expert.
Man, my image is blown now.
Sorry.
I was like, man, he does that so well.
Hashtag sellout right here. But yeah, like I said, my main focus is to do videos that I like. Anything that stems from that is just a happy byproduct.
Thank you.
Very cool. Very cool. Hey, let me take just a second to read out a couple of the comments and the names out here that I'm recognizing in the chat. We've got, again, Anonymous Biker USA. Go check him out. Anonymous Biker is somebody, and you guys know that I don't shout out people who haven't been doing this for a little while, and I'm seeing them putting in work. And I mean, hell, I'm no pro myself, but if I see somebody who's kind of new and they're putting out a video every week and they're pretty good, Anonymous Biker is one of those guys. We've also got, who else in the chat? We saw a good question in here from Two Kiwi Riders. He says, Biking Bird, what is the one thing about you or your videos that you think people relate to the most? What makes you so relatable?
I think the thing that I get most often from other people, so this is not me just making it up, but people actually tell me, is that what you see is what you get. I think a lot, I won't say a lot, a few select people will definitely put on a persona. For me, I do, of course, tone it up just a little bit as far as, you know, my enthusiasm, things like that. But as far as like the personality goes, what you see is what you get. I mean, Iron Cross can attest to that. How I am in my videos is exactly what you get in real life. I had one guy on my Father's Day ride. He came and shook my hand. He's like, "You're the first Texas vlogger I've met that has treated me the same in person that you treat, you know, your audience in videos." And that's, I don't try to put on any sort of persona. And that's, I've gotten a lot of you know, kickback for that, is like people say like, "Oh, you know, I talk shit in the comments and things like that." It's like, I'm not talking shit. I'm speaking my mind. I tell people, yes, I'm not like Uncle Ken, but what I tell people is I have to be fake 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I have to be someone who I'm not. I'm not going to put on another fake persona to make someone feel like my channel is a safe space. If you don't like my channel, there's hundreds of other people putting out very similar content. You can go support them. And maybe if they treat you differently and you like that, then you go support them. That's your choice. But I'm not going to change how I act on camera and off camera for someone else. And I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah, man, I can definitely relate to that. So then, are you kind of like a corporate guy, 5 days a week to pay the bills, that kind of thing? Or, you know,
I mean,
quasi office type building, 9 to 5.
It's definitely an office job. I'm very spoiled. Like, I'm not a blue collar worker. I used to be. I've worked everything. I've worked on the railroad and everything like that. So I mean, I'm not afraid to get dirty. But when I can sit in air conditioned, you know, cubicle and get paid more than when I'm out on the railroad, I mean, that's just a no brainer.
Yeah, I think that old stereotype of motorcycle riders or a biker, you know, it's always the broke, dirty guy. And to me, the hardest motherfuckers out there know how to make a ton of money from corporate and then go off and ride their bikes the way that they want to ride. I mean, sometimes you have your work life and your real life, and they're not always the same thing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I actually, one of my, my coworkers, her and her husband ride, and they're the, you know, older geezer glide types. I'll just, you know, stereotype it that way. But, she saw my picture on my background on my computer, and it was a picture I took during Arkansas. And she goes by, she goes, "Oh, you're such a poser." And I was like, how can you say that? I was like, I've put more miles on my bike in 3 months than you and your husband's done in the last 2 years. And I was like, if anything, I'm a biker posing as a white collar office worker, if anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And the reason I say that is because, like, when I'm riding my bike, I'm not thinking about, oh, what spreadsheets I have to do on Monday. But when I'm in my office, I'm thinking, okay, what do I need to do to my bike to get it ready to ride this weekend? That's where my mind is.
Right on. We did get a question in the chat from Baggers and Brews, and we're coming right up on our 1 hour time limit here. So I really appreciate you, Justin, for hanging in here for the whole question and answer session.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude, it's awesome. Baggers and Brews asks, for Bike and Bird, what, if any, impact has the B2W podcast had on the channel? That's the Between Two Wheels podcast. Go check them out. Had on the channel. And how do you find the time to balance both the channel and the podcast?
So to answer the first question, I will not say that the podcast has had zero impact on the channel, because we actually did meet a guy on one of our rides who came up and introduced himself, and he said that he found out about the channel through the podcast. So it's definitely a two-way street there. It's nothing that I can think of that I have seen that's been super impactful. But like I said, I don't really dive into the analytics too much. How do I find time to balance both the channel and the podcast? That's a great question. Once again, this is going back to the very first question we asked, and that is setting expectations up front. I knew that my time was going to be limited, so I let the other two hosts know that I was pretty much going to show up and talk, and that was going to be a good chunk of my contribution towards the channel. Just because, I mean, I don't have the time to go and research and do all that kind of stuff. I do some research often, but it's little things that plug in. But that's only if I have the time. I don't like if I show up to an episode and my notes aren't filled in, like it's not a shocker to them. I'm usually well versed enough in the topic to where I can just, talk about it offhand. The only thing I do outside of that is sometimes I will make the thumbnails if I have the time. But it pretty much comes up, Monday morning, Roadblock will text me, hey, do you have time to do this? And it's either a yes or a no. If I've got the time, I'll make the thumbnails, throw them into our drive. If not, Roadblock handles it. That's pretty much it. But I do not dedicate a whole bunch of time outside of the recording of the podcast to the actual podcast.
Very cool. Very cool. You got time for 2 more questions, Justin?
Absolutely, man.
All right,
Absolutely.
man. Dude, badass. Because we have 2 people on the line waiting that called in. That's so cool, man. I'm just happy that shit works. Let's do a real quick. Let's do another giveaway real fast, guys. We're going to give away the Merc gloves. These are rubber gloves.
Those are mine.
I don't care what you, I don't care what you use them for. They're not used, by the way. I don't care what you use them for, but it's kind of
they're not.
They don't come with anything else, except for we are going to give away the rubber spider in the spirit of Halloween. So why do these go together? I have no friggin' clue. But it's the Merc gloves and the rubber spider, guys. All right.
Is it rubber?
Deez is just stealing shit from around the hotel.
But that's why I have Iron Cross around as much as I can. He's a smart one. He said they're both rubber. Yeah, they're both rubber. Okay. So shit. You guys in the chat, 1 to 100, throw a number out there, 1 to 100. I'm gonna start the randomizer. Go ahead and throw them in. And as you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and admit caller number 1, who goes by JS Iron Cross Racing with number 69. You guys throw that number in there. Fucking Iron Cross. All right. A couple more seconds. Throw that number. All right, here we go, guys.
Shut up.
What number did we get? You gotta be freaking kidding me. You all saw it. Jesus. That is
Give me
so
my rubber
dumb.
gloves. Give me them rubber gloves.
I want to see those gloves in the video, though.
You have got to be kidding me.
Nothing but rubber gloves and that rubber spider.
Oh,
Look, the Badger's got 16.
tape it to your chest and do
Well, at
the
least-
camera this way, and you're just your own fucking poor Spider-Man. It's great.
At least I'll save money.
That's a good idea.
That's your Halloween costume. Done.
Done. I'll wear it at work.
Yeah, you'll wear it at work. That'd be great.
Just get 3mm tape, stick it right there, man. Be good.
That's nuts.
I hope you don't.
It's like the ghetto venom.
All right, man. So we got a caller on the line. Are you there, JS?
Hello.
Howdy. How are you, man?
Good. This is actually Mark.
Mark, do you have a YouTube channel, Mark?
No, I do not. I'm only
Okay.
known on Instagram as Freddy for Life. Justin and Scott know me.
God.
Ready
Is that
for
Mark
life?
with a K?
Oh, hi, Mark.
Is that Mark with a K or a C?
That's that Mark. The oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hey.
There it is.
That's classic.
What's up, man? Well, I guess we send a shout out to Freddy for Life. Go check him out on Instagram.
He's got
Hell
cool
yeah.
dogs.
Freddy
if
for
nothing
Life
else,
08.
Ready for Life 08. All right, cool, man. You got anything for Justin?
Oh boy.
Not really. I was just giving them help, to be quite honest. But I do have one question. What is your what is your long-term goals for your channel and moving forward?
Oh man, I don't think that far ahead. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I don't
Hey,
really.
hey, man, that's every biker.
I would just want to ride this wave as long as it'll take me. I don't really. My boss even has asked me. She goes, "Okay, when are we going to lose you to YouTube?" And I reassured her that I would need to be making about 4 times what I make on my day job to feel comfortable quitting my day job, just to make up for the slow months and pay for health insurance and all that bullshit. But that is nowhere even close. So I don't plan on going full time anytime soon unless something miraculous happens. Like I said, I'm just gonna ride this wave as long as I can.
Hell yeah.
It allows me to meet dope ass people like you and take dope ass trips like we've taken in the past. So
Heck yeah.
that's the biggest benefit I can think of right now.
Oh, feeding off of that, what is your next big trip?
Next big trip, I'm going to Lone Star at the end of this month. I know that's not a huge trip. The only other one that we have somewhat solid plans is New Orleans, Louisiana, happening in the January-February timeframe with 2 other pretty big motovloggers as well. I just can't release too much information on that just yet.
Sweet.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, man, I'm heading out to Lone Star Rally as well. It was a blast last year. I'm looking forward to it this year.
I've never been. I got invited out by my family. My family lives in Houston, and they're like, "Hey, we got 3 rooms. You want to come stay down here?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then one of my sponsors ended up reaching out to me, wanting to do something too. So that just worked out perfectly.
That's awesome, dude. I was lucky to get a room on the seawall.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
dude.
nice.
So that's cool. Last year I had to stay in Texas City, so I had to go across the bridge every time.
Ugh.
And it was a pain in the ass because it was a 1 day, 1 night in a shitty motel. Did my video and whatnot, rode home. But I mean, it was a good time, but 4 hours there and 4 hours back from San Antonio just for 1 night, it was a bitch.
Yeah, I'm going up. I ended up getting the Friday off. So we're going up Friday morning, staying there Friday night, Saturday night. And then we're actually going from Houston or Galveston up to Austin on Sunday to go watch the F1 races in Austin. So it's going to be a jam-packed weekend.
Nice. Yeah, I'm heading up there on Thursday, so I'm going to be there for Halloween.
Ooh,
and then
that's
I'll
gonna
come
be
back.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'll be there Thursday night, Friday night, and come back Saturday. So that's gonna be cool.
See, someone asked about the New Orleans dates. Just keep a look on the channel and keep a look on Instagram. As soon as I know some details, I'll let you guys know.
Cool. Iron
Mark's
Cross
gonna keep
Racing.
track on Instagram.
By the way, Iron Cross Racing, if you can come on with me on Halloween to Galveston, bro. I got a room with a couch. Only 1 couch, so it's gonna be tight. But hey, all right. So let's go.
I got my gloves.
Oh fuck!
Speaking of couches, I actually have Uncle Ken sleeping on my couch, so.
Oh man,
I got him suckered into it as well.
That better be a good sized couch.
No shit.
All right, let's get the next caller in here. All right, are you there, caller?
Why, yes, I am.
Well. Who do we have here?
I think I know that voice.
I know who it is.
My dad.
Hello. I was told to call this number for a good time.
You called the right number, girl.
I just want to let you know that I am uncomfortable right now.
Hashtag safe space. Where's my safety pin?
She's on the
Hands up.
phone. You have a barrier. You're good.
I feel
My safe
attacked.
word is
Sorry, guys. All right, so I do have a question.
Uh-oh.
It just got so
What?
fucking awkward.
Dramatic
It
pause.
just got so awkward.
We're waiting.
Is it bigger than a baby's arm?
Oh.
How do you know that it's me? No one knows my name.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. All right, so my question is, have you ever beaten Zig in a race?
Is that to me?
Well, yeah, it's to you.
Oh, I don't think we've ever raced, but I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah.
Well, I beat him.
You did.
Ooh, call out.
In a race?
Oh, hell yeah, I beat him in a race.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
I don't want to call and give him shit because he says that there wasn't any footage, but yeah, I beat his ass. So,
Well,
yeah.
if Dig would ever actually come ride with us, we could definitely set that up.
Called out.
Got in there.
I have a feeling the Battle Donkey could give a run for his money, and then once we drop the stage 3 into that chubby shuttle, he won't have a chance.
Yeah, I think.
Oh shit! Did I just leak some plans?
Uh-oh.
A little bit.
Preview.
Warranty be damned.
Crazy.
The warranty was over the day he bought that bike.
No shit. That's why I got some later comments on like the later side of the Battle Donkey. They're like, "Well, there goes the warranty." I'm like, "You realize I had the motor cracked open before 200 miles, right?" Like, this is not news.
All right,
That
cool.
was my only question. I just called just to fuck around with you guys. That was about it. So,
Mama, you
thanks
crazy.
for letting me.
Mission successful.
Mission successful.
Sweet. All right, later, guys.
Later.
Later.
Bye. Love you.
Love you too, girl.
I need to get the Raven to call in so I can hear that accent.
Yeah, Raven. Line
Calling
2.
you out.
I will say, as far as
I like what TopCat77 said. I think Dig needs a My Medic for that burn. Hashtag always plug, bro. I love it.
Oh, wow.
Nice. All right, we've got another caller on.
Uh-oh.
What's happening? Hello, hello.
No.
Say what?
Who's
Who's
my
on?
own?
Someone needs to get off Metro PCS.
You are on, man. What's up? Who is this?
What's up? Hey, Justin, thanks for the shout out yesterday.
Is this Dave and Angie?
Are you speaking English?
Yeah, Angie.
I think it's Dave and
It is.
Here in the farm.
Waking up.
I think it's Dave and Angie's Adventures calling from the farm, he says.
The beer
Jeepers Creepers is on the line.
He's got a pass then.
Jeepers Creepers.
He's got a pass. They have those badass challenge coins from the ride, man.
Super badass.
Yeah. Dave, if you can just kind of talk.
Oh, no, it's Dad from Dad and Matt.
What?
Dad mad?
Dad and Mad?
Dad and Matt. They sent me those candies that one time.
Oh,
Dave, tell us what's up with the coins, man. How can people order them?
I got another 100 in about 2 weeks, and then they've almost gone. But I was just talking about them last night. My phone blew up until 6 a.m.
There you go.
Shit.
There's the coin right there.
Nice.
I appreciate it all more.
Oh,
than you imagine.
absolutely, man. I'm glad that you had your phone blown up.
I think his phone was literally blown up.
I'm going to sell you out in one day, and he did. After he posted it on Instagram, that was amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's working. It's going through everything, trying to get them all in here. I didn't expect to sell 200 of them, let alone get 300 miles of them out.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
That's
Awesome.
cool, dude. Hey, Dave, if you want to put the address where people can order them, or if they're going to hit you up on Instagram, you can put your Instagram.
Just go to Instagram and send me a message. When I get them in, they're going to be going pretty fast.
Yeah.
You know, I got a feeling I got to order another 100 after that, because I just do them at 100 at a time.
Here's the Instagram address right here.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Cool.
Dave_Angie_adventures. I don't know if y'all can see
Yeah.
that.
Can you put that up? Can you put that up again, Justin? I made your
Hold on, let
view
me
a little bit bigger.
Let me turn my screen down. It was nope, too far.
It's too low.
Hello.
Face your coins, yeah.
There we go.
It's hard doing.
There we
Okay,
go.
there we go.
Hit them up, guys. If you want to get these coins.
There you go. You can see the coins.
They're going.
And you can also see the story of why they're selling them down below as well.
And I put it in the side chat.
Yes.
The Instagram.
Oh, there you go.
I talked to them today.
Very cool. You guys got to get them, snap them up.
I'm
Dave,
glad
I
got mine in
appreciate you
person.
calling. Let me tell you what, man. Dave is a hell of a guy. I appreciate meeting you out there at K River, dude. And
Hell yeah.
Bearded Bobber was out there. Blacktop Double.
Shout out to Apollo, his dog.
Dave actually put me and Bombshell up for our wedding gift. So that was a huge shout out for that.
That's awesome, man.
The fact that you would give a shout out to a dog speaks to me on a spiritual level.
His dog's name was Apollo, and I showed him my arm, but he didn't. He didn't get the reference.
I didn't catch it.
Because he's a dog.
Hey, you take that back.
Thanks, you laying right here looking at me like, what? They're saying something about me.
All right, Dave. We appreciate it, buddy.
I really appreciate it.
We'll talk to you next time, man. Hell of a guy.
Wanting to go to Sturgis?
Later, Dave.
Blacktop, your missus totally needs to go to Sturgis.
Let me throw out a couple of, let me just read some of these comments here real quick, guys. Tham's World's in the house. He says, oh, just the normal, I guess. The 333 LOL. Who do we have? Donna Main, Livewire just fizzled out. That's a topic, the Livewire. I guess maybe we can touch on that in a minute. Let's see. Baggers and Brews in the house. We've got Christopher David Lawson of Northeast Pennsylvania. The Motorcycle Mick. By the way, we did have the two Kiwi riders. They are from New Zealand. So we've got people from all over the place chirping in. Scouse Adventures is in the house from up in Canada, I believe. The Moto Egyptian, I thought he was from Egypt, but he is not, but he is back. So the Moto Egyptian is back. Yeah, that's right. Fake news.
Hashtag fake
oh, geez. S'mores Travels, got to meet him out there at Bring It Home and all these cool people, man. I appreciate y'all chirping in. All right. We've got another caller. Are we good? Justin? You good?
Oh, yeah, man. No.
You're good with getting grilled? All right, man.
Hell
cool.
yes, dude.
Let's do this real quick. And if number 69 comes up again, I swear to God, I'm going to quit using this random number generator. But let's do a random number thing real quick. You guys
I got some numbers if you need.
We're going old school. Wigsley with the devil mask. Nice. You guys throw a number in the chat, 1 to 100. Yeah, 1 to 100. Throw a number in the chat. We're going to give away. This time we're giving away $100 bill wallet. So this isn't $100, but it's the wallet.
Clickbait.
Fake news.
Yeah. Fake news. Speaking of, you may never have $100 in here, but it looks like $100. All right, here we go, guys. Number coming up. Give you a couple seconds. Give you one more second. All right, here we go. What do we got? 13. Lucky number 13. So whoever had 13, let me back up and see who got close to 13. I got a 26.
Fun fact, I have a super gay ankle tattoo with the number 13 on it.
Do you?
Friday the 13th tattoo?
That is super
yes,
fun
sir.
fact, man.
Dig got 11.
Dig got 11. Dig, my man. I'm going to save on.
Super sweet 13.
Dude,
There
all
it
the
is.
San Antonio people are winning.
This
I'm saving
last
all this
Friday
money.
the 13th, I think I did like 70 tattoos.
Oh man. The only reason I
Of
did
course
mine
you
is
did.
because I was already in there for a session on my arm. It was October 13th, so it was the real
Nice.
Friday the 13th, and it was
Last
in
year, right?
2013.
Oh, no, that okay. There was
Yeah, it
one.
was the one before
a
that,
couple
yeah.
years ago. Yep.
Cool, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
it was super. It's super regretted it now, but oh well. It's a funny
I like,
story.
I like the beard. You have an ankle tattoo. Forget
Yeah.
everything else. It's just on the fucking.
Yeah, it's pretty queer.
All right. So whoever is the caller, please turn down your YouTube. Caller, if you can turn down your YouTube, we're going to call caller D. All right, D, did you turn down your YouTube? Because if not, I can't unmute you. All right, let's see.
Just noticed that collar box that we're seeing doesn't show up on the YouTube stream.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh, good.
Nope.
Oh, that's
I just
good,
checked
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Thank you,
I
buddy.
was a little worried about that.
Yeah,
Very
I was
good.
too. I wasn't saying anything, but I just checked it now.
Thank you, Justin. That's good. That's a relief. All right. Are you there, buddy?
Yeah.
Who is this?
It's TopCat77 in the YouTube thing.
Topcat. Hold on a second. Before you say anything, let me tell you guys that Topcat77 is the editor for Harley Rose Motorcycle Dog. And Mike, actually related to
no
Mike.
shit.
Yes. So this is Mike's boy. I got a chance to meet Top Cat
That's
77.
devil magic that you do making that dog talk.
Hey, buddy. Go ahead and turn down
it's
your.
extremely
turn down your
delayed for
YouTube.
some reason.
Yeah, just turn down the YouTube all the way, the volume on your computer. Turn the volume all the way down on your computer.
There you go.
Because I put him on mute. So hold up. Let's see if it works.
Super laggy.
There you go, Top Cat. Yeah, I know, buddy. That's how it works with this thing. What's up, man? You got a question for Justin?
Not for Justin, but for you, actually.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Oh.
Did you know that you actually share a name with like an extremely sexual rapper on YouTube? Yeah, like the first.
How do you know it's not me?
I'm actually aware of this, having searched you today on YouTube.
I've got to look
Can
this up.
confirm.
There is another person with like, I don't know, 2 videos and 13 subscribers.
13 subscribers.
And he's got a video called like Chicken Wing or something like that.
It's called Bling Bling Chicken Wing.
Yeah. I know.
I just now
Dude, you got to remake it.
I seen the dude.
You got to
and
remake
it's the worst rap in history. And I need to write to YouTube and ask them to please take this dude's channel off because I don't even think he's active. Look at Justin. Bling Bling Chicken Wing. It just might end up becoming my theme song. I don't know.
Do the remake video, man. It's great.
Yes.
You should do a collaboration.
I just thought you might want to know that because I like send people to your channel and they end up like saying, who is this freaking guy?
He's this idiot.
Why do you listen to this?
Thank you.
And I'm just like, no, look at the other person with the same name.
Top Cat 77, you are the man. Thank you, dude. And what you're doing with the channel, Harley Rose Motorcycle Dog, I don't know why Harley Rose is not worldwide famous by this point. I mean, just, you know what I mean? Justin, seriously, man. I mean,
I try, guys. I put him in as many videos as I can. So.
Yep, I saw that, and so did
and Arthur,
Adam, and everybody. Yep, the whole crew. You guys are kicking ass out there. Keep doing what you're doing, Amos.
Yep. All right.
Thanks for calling, brother.
Yep. Have a good day.
You too, man. What a guy. Okay, cool.
Chicken wing.
Song sucks so bad.
I like JT. He said JT Hickman said that our next reaction for Supportmvc needs to be to that video.
Oh, it just might be. It just might be. Let's get another one in here real quick.
Heard we got another caller.
We've got
I heard we got Raven on.
Caller, are you there? Hello, caller.
I'm here, buddy.
Who was that?
How's it going?
She is.
The Raven.
Oh my goodness, Miss Raven.
It's
the ginger magic is real.
Oh no, I just feel awkward.
Now you're awkward.
No,
Hey, you summoned me. I'm here.
It just
What's
feels
up?
awkward.
Say the devil's
Hello,
red,
caller. Do you have a
the
question?
What's happening?
Oh, I don't have a question. No, I was summoned, so I assumed he had a question for me, maybe.
no,
on the
spot. Going down in the DMs. Oh no.
No.
No. One word.
Miss Raven, while you're on the line, Miss Raven, while you're on the line, can you give us a little insight on what you guys are doing on the Mama Mafia is throwing something on the 26th, and from what I hear, it's going to be spooky to death. What's happening with you guys?
Absolutely. We have got quite a bit of stuff planned. We're all going to be in costume, number one. So be watching for that. We've got a lot of stuff we're going to discuss and talk about. Lots of spooky stuff going on, ghost stories and so forth. And I don't know if y'all saw the trailer on Instagram today, but a buddy of mine put that together, and it is wicked awesome. So just be watching for some more details coming up. I don't know what else we're going to do. Probably give a couple of things away. So come hang out with us October 26th.
Freaking JT in the chat. Mail call, y'all.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's just wrong, JT. That's just wrong.
JT Hickman.
Oh, I
jeez.
like it. I like it.
JT.
Funny.
Hey, so Justin, you were talking about your health journey, and I see that JT Hickman is also on a health journey as well, man. Just want to give him a shout out. I see you posting up there, dude, working your ass off. So that's awesome, dude. Very cool stuff. Very cool. S'mores Travel,
Yeah,
brown
being
chicken,
fat
brown
sucks,
chicken.
man. It's rough.
Well, it's it reminds me of Dig, who I never realized that Dig was heavy, but he had some things going on where he was able to lose a lot of weight. I think
Kicking
it's just
ass.
a mix. I don't know what
He's
is
a
his
little
diet and
chubster.
everything else. Yeah, so it's cool, man. It's good to see that. All right, cool. Miss Raven, you're the bomb.
Thank you so much. Love you guys. Love all y'all.
We'll see you on the
You
26th.
awesome.
Whose channel is that on?
It's on mine.
Okay, so the Geared Raven 72, go check her out on the 26th. I think that's next Saturday, right?
Yes, it is.
We're going to be tearing it up.
Absolutely. You guys have a good night.
Don't
You
tell me what to
too.
do.
Later.
You're not my real mom.
I do what I
Bye,
want.
guys.
Bye, Mary. So cool. All right, cool.
I like how you know real people's real name, and I'm just like, hi.
Hey.
Hey, Raven.
Jeez. All right, cool. Let me see here. Asphalt Travel, the Bearded Sailor. I lost 32 pounds this year, cardio and lifting.
Right
Feel way
on,
better
man.
now. Justin,
I've
do
met
you
that.
lift?
I have recently started to, but first I have actually met Asphalt Traveler. I want to say last time we met, he was just starting his journey. So shout out. But I have started lifting ever since I started riding dirt bikes again. But it's a lot of cardio. It's still about 80% cardio. With the type of riding that I will be, or the type of racing that I'll be doing, you don't actually want to get too built, especially in your arms, because the more muscle you have, the more muscle you have that will get fatigued. Because it's endurance racing. It's you basically want a marathon runner's body. So obviously this is not marathon runner's body. So a lot of cardio. I mean, at least 30 to 45 minutes a day. And then depending on what hurts after I ride, like for example, a couple of weeks back, my lower back hurt. So I started doing a lot of lower back. This last time my knee started hurting. So today I did knees and stuff like that. But I'm not trying to get jacked by any means. I'm trying to lean down as much as possible. Lean muscle is strong muscle in the sport that I will attempt to be doing.
Crack helps.
I've got less than a month, or actually I have exactly a month. I think it's on the 17th until my first race. So
wow, man. You know what? I was listening to an audiobook called Can't Break Me by David Goggins. And if you want to hear a badass story of somebody who lost, I think he lost 100 pounds in 3 months so that he could join the Navy and become a SEAL. Dude, it's insane. Like his dad used to beat the shit out of him and his brother and his mom. They left. He turned his life around. He was doing nothing. And he just this week signed up to do a 230-mile super marathon. After 200 miles, because of the elevation, he had to drop out of the race. They took him to the hospital. He got treatment. He left the hospital a day later, came back and finished the race by himself, even though he was officially disqualified.
God.
The dude is insane. If you want to hear a great book, it's called Can't Break Me by David Goggins. This dude is a friggin' machine, bro.
That's
after I heard that book, like the next day I woke up at some weird friggin' hour, went to the gym, did like 3 miles on the treadmill, sent him a text on Instagram, and that was the last time I did 3 miles. Jeez.
No, today's been the first day I've actually dropped out of a workout because I couldn't go any longer, and that's just because I'm still getting over like a little like sickness flu thing. But I was like I think 30 minutes into my cardio routine, and I felt myself like getting lightheaded, so I went over and sat down. And Mrs. Bird came over. She goes, "You look like shit."
Oh, man.
She said I look like a piece of paper, and I was like, "Well, I'm usually that color, but maybe I'm a little bit more white.
Hey, Mothman 46 has a good idea. He said he lost 10 pounds. He just ate a Taco Bell.
Sign me up.
Works for me.
The Taco Bell diet.
That's nuts. That's nuts. You guys in the panel, JT, Scotty, Blacktop, anybody? You guys have anything else for Justin? I think we good.
Yeah, just thanks for being here.
Touched about the live wire earlier, and what's your thoughts on Harley suspending that program or production right now?
I have to look at it from all points of view. I feel like that's one trait that I really pride myself on, is I like to look at everything from different perspectives. So on the good side, it's like, I'm glad that they caught it now. I mean, I'd much rather them catch it now, fix it, and then continue selling them, as opposed to selling, 1 million of them and then having another giant recall attached to their name. But on the, the skeptic side, it's like, well, maybe I should have, or like, how did you not catch this problem in the 10 years of development? So I personally am a huge fan of EV. I think it is the way of the future. I think the technology is still extremely lacking to where it needs to be, but that just comes with time. I mean, if you think about the last major revolution we had in transportation was from horses to cars, and that took 10 years. So, I mean, we're just now starting to get into where the electric vehicle is even somewhat of an option. It's still a little bit out of the price range for the general people, and the infrastructure is still not there. And that's across everything, motorcycles, cars, all that. So I think that we're still in the very early stages of it, but I think that it's good that, Harley's getting in the game early, although extremely overpriced and underqualified. I think the technology will catch up. The infrastructure will catch up. Ford actually released today that they are going to be building the world's largest electric vehicle charging infrastructure in the world here in the United States. So someone with big pockets has to front it up. And like I said.
And is it correct that they quit production of the LiveWire? Is that right?
They halted it. It's a temporary. Yeah, it's not we're stopped selling them because nobody wants them. We're stopping selling them because they found an issue, and they're trying to track down that issue and then continue with the production.
I saw some test rides on YouTube of the LiveWire, and it seems to be a beast. If they can,
I got to meet a Harley Davidson representative while I was at Bring It Home, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I haven't talked to him since this news came out, but hopefully I'm test riding one the weekend of the Lone Star Rally.
Damn, nice. There's a guy
at the AIM Expo. They had it on rollers. I mean, barely cracked that throttle on you. It was 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. I mean, it was unreal.
Yeah, there's a guy who pops on here from time to time that goes by Lugnuts Guapo, and he works at a dealership in Dallas, and he loves it. Yeah, he says
I haven't heard anything bad about it besides the price. Like, people who have actually ridden it, they said it's an awesome bike. It exceeded all their expectations, but they would not pay $30,000 for it.
No, it's like 15 grand cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I absolutely agree. And that's 15 grand would put it kind of in the same realm of the other bikes with similar capabilities.
Yeah, because it's got like Sportster range if you baby it.
Yeah, and then it's an hour to 2 hour charge time as opposed to a 3-minute fill up.
Right.
So.
Right on. We've got another person who is on the line. What's happening, bud?
What's up, man?
Who is this?
This is Matt. I know over Old Tie 530 knows who I am. I met Biking Birds and Blacktop Devil down at K River. Actually, Bearded Bobber too. Hey, if Sandoval was to do a Keep It Home rally, would all you guys come out?
Hell yeah!
Oh yes.
Yep.
110%.
Just give me an excuse.
I know it, right? Hopefully I can grab you guys all challenge coins. I ran out. I know Scott got one when I was down there, but
I did get one. I appreciate it too, Matt.
Anytime,
really
bro. We'll get in the whiskey chugging challenge again too. How's that sound?
Okay.
Now we're talking.
If I have to.
Matt, do you have a
If
channel?
I didn't get you guys the stickers, I want the stickers to go on my helmet. I'm going to take it around the world with me this time. So I got it all loaded up. So
That'd be cool. Matt, do you have a channel?
I do not, man. I'm about to get my Instagram back up and running, and going to get it popping, and then I'll let you guys know for sure.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, once you get that going, DM and send you stickers.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely will do. I know I actually called Blankenberg right as I told him about the record and everything. I was like, hey, bro, you got a sticker? Appreciate that, man.
I gave away every single one of my stickers at the Bring It Home, like over 200.
When you shook my hand and your lady handed the sticker, my lady goes, I don't think I'm being a good YouTube wife. I probably need to step my fucking game up.
I trained the missus last year. I was like, anybody that I talk to, you hand them one of these. she was on it this year for sure.
Need to buy a sticker cannon.
Oh man, that'd be dope.
Shit.
Can we make that happen?
Thanks, I gotta get back to work, guys. I'm on watch, so I hope I get to catch you guys when I get back. So see y'all.
Hey, man.
Yeah, man.
Matt, safe, buddy.
Later, dude.
See you, man.
Very cool. Very cool. I think we've got one more. Who is this?
Hey, this is Sam.
Sam.
Sam's World.
What up,
Sam's
Sam?
World.
Hey, how you guys doing? I just
Good,
wanted to say, how much fun did you guys have at K River on that second night? I really wanted to hang out with every one of you guys, but for those of you who don't know, I ended up having some health issues and I had to leave a day early. I had some heart problems. I have arrhythmia and stuff. It's not ventricular or anything, but it started racing on me. I'm not sure if the heat got to me or whatever. But I just wanted to say it was really great to hang out with you for the time I did have at K River, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun on that second night. I really wish I could have stayed around.
You weren't the guy that got taken in for emergency heart surgery, were you?
No, that wasn't me.
Okay, thank God.
I decided to leave and kind of head home a little early with it, just to play it safe. And I'm glad I did, because when I got home, there were some things that happened at home. So everything happens for a reason, you know.
Everything happens for a reason.
I just want to say thanks, and it was really great getting to meet all of you. And
It was
hang out
great
with
meeting you,
for a little
Sam,
bit.
buddy, and we did miss you that second night, bro. We did miss you.
Yeah, I missed you
Yeah,
guys
we
too.
did.
I was like, man. But, you know, my question was, did you have a lot of fun?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
definitely had a good time.
That's great.
I heard they had a great
all
time.
But I figured while y'all were all here on the panel together, I had an opportunity to explain why I wasn't able to be there that second night. So.
Hey, Sam, they were asking for a guitar. One of the guys on stage was asking if anybody had a guitar. So I'm running around looking for Sam. And that's what
Yeah, I know. I
you
had
weren't there
3 of
anymore.
them with me.
And then you weren't around, so no guitar. But hey, man, it was a pleasure meeting you the night that we did get to hang out.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Short-lived, but a lot of fun. Hopefully in the future we can do it again sometime somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. It was great meeting you, dude.
Yeah.
Won't be the last.
All right, y'all have a good evening. I won't bug you. Y'all get back to your thing.
Take it easy, man.
Thanks for calling in, buddy.
You guys go check out Sam's World. Hell of a guy. Musician. Hell of a musician, man. Guitar player like a mother.
Yeah, I use some of his music on my latest video, actually. It's good stuff.
Yeah. He's a good dude. Good man. All right, cool. Well,
Asphalt says he needs to change over to Harley so he can go to the Bring It Home rallies. He rides an Indian.
Yeah, we had a friend that came out with us who rides a Victory. And, you know, he just wanted to be around people and hang out and do the long ride. It was pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
It was good for everybody. I can't imagine how many people would show up if Adam does like a reunion or an anniversary thing and people with all types of bikes showed up, man. That's going to be nuts.
Yeah. I'm actually in talks with Adam for a little something. I just a little sneak peek. Something's coming, guys.
All right. Cool.
It's not going to be Harley specific. It's not going to be anything like that.
That's
But
when I can come to that one then.
Hell yeah. JT.
He's got some plans for the spring. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
oh yeah, we got big plans. We had like a 30-minute conversation the other day, so we got big stuff coming.
Nice. Dude, that's going to be great. That was the best.
I told him maybe I need to quit my job so we can focus on doing that kind of stuff.
Sure, man. An event like that's got to be an all-year planning thing, isn't it?
It really is. It really is.
Shit. What a blast. What a blast. All right, cool. Let me just get some of these chats read, see if anybody had any other questions. I see, Wigsley, you're getting video bombed back there by somebody.
Yeah, he's a big dumb idiot.
Let's see. I think that's, pretty much got everybody. We got PA Bearded Biker in the house, by the way. He was down there at the K River. Yep. I rock
Hit
your
the Iron Bud on a Sportster.
Good Lord.
Oof.
That's a real man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That must have hurt. Props to him. Props to him. All right, cool. Well, I think that's kind of it for the questions, guys. We can keep on going with the topics. If you want, we do something, Justin, after the topics or whatever questions are done, we do something just called the after party where people swap in and out on their videos. I know it's probably getting late for some people in San Antonio or Texas area central. You guys are running up on what, 10 p.m. ish?
Yeah.
10 p.m. ish over here in Georgia. It's 10:41, but I'm sticking around. I just drank some coffee, so I'm up and kicking for quite some time.
Yeah, unfortunately, I will have to dip out. I am a baby when it comes to my sleep, and
got
to be up in like 7 hours. So I'm already.
Well, dude, before you leave, Justin, I want to tell you, man, how much all these people appreciate you. Probably 80% of the people on the chats are moto vloggers, and we call the group, hashtag support MVC for motor vlogger community, and it's all about just encouraging people and sharing information and stuff. And the information you shared with us today is like gold. Seriously, I mean, it's not to kiss ass because you came on the channel. It's just to tell you, man, we really appreciate it.
You can kiss my ass. That's fine. I don't try anything once, right? No, but for real, guys, thanks for having me on. I love coming and talking to people. I think that's one of my favorite things is just getting to talk to different people from all different kinds of life. And, this whole biker community, even more specific, this moto vlogging community is, it's something that people don't understand unless you're a part of it. So anytime you want me on, if you've got questions, this is a great platform for me to answer questions because I don't have to, sit there and type it out. I can just talk. So if you ever want to have me back on, you got my my Instagram, you got my email.
Justin, I am going to take you up on that. Absolutely. And it might even be on the next one. I do these every month, once a month. So even if it's to pop on for 30 minutes. So, well, fuck, we'll do it again next month.
Awesome, man. Sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, thanks, Justin.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Yep. Thanks for being.
Dude, how cool is that? Very, very cool. All right. So we got a wealth of knowledge from Justin over there. But remember, guys, as we mentioned, we're going to keep this thing going. I put my email address out here in the chat a moment ago. I'll do it again. Whoop, that's not it. If you want to be in on the second half of this, which gets a little bit more wild. And by the way, anything that happens after this point is going to get edited out of the live cast. It's going to be posted up on YouTube. So it can get a little bit crazy. Give me just a second. And then I've got some, before we get off or anybody starts jumping off, we want to do some shout outs for the best moto vloggers you don't know. And I know we've all got those guys that we watch from time to time. We might have messaged them. They might be smaller vloggers. They might be newer guys or people coming up that we don't hear a lot about or see a lot about, but they're kind of diamonds in the rough. I mean, shit, who are we to say that anyone's a diamond in the rough? I think we're all diamonds in the rough still. But let me throw that on here. Hold on.
Diamonds in a turd? What?
Diamonds from a turd.
Yeah, there you go.
At gmail.com. Boom. All right, cool. So do you guys have anybody that you want to give a shout out to?
Well, you did it earlier, and I definitely think Baggers and Brews was one. Is like their content, what they're putting out, the edits. I mean, everything is just top notch. They only have about 250 subs right now, but they're going places.
Yeah.
And I told them that at K River. I saw their stuff before. I mean, they're definitely killing it. So looking forward to seeing big things from them.
Yeah, me too. I've been really enjoying their stuff, especially their editing. and they're all good in front of the camera. It's great. It's great stuff.
Absolutely. Those guys totally rot. Totally rot. I have a couple of people that I wrote down. Give me just a second. I'm going to find those here for a minute.
Let me throw these out while you're looking for them, Deez.
Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I got a guy here, and he's only got 529 subs. He's been at this for 2 years, and the guy puts out content continuously, and it's good content. It's the Brew City Rider. You guys go over and check out Brew City Rider. He's a cool dude. He makes great content. It's very, he's got a variety of stuff. I don't know how in 2 years he's only got 529 subs, but go check out Brew City Rider. And I got one more here for you. He's only got 52 subs, but the guy's putting in the work. He's trying, he's learning. I think he's pretty entertaining. Go check out the Biker Medic. The Biker Medic. He's got about, I don't know, he's probably got 30 or 40 videos out there and only 52 subs. So he's putting in the work. You guys go check him out.
All righty.
Yeah, he comments. The Biker Medic comments on my Instagram stuff a lot. He's I've watched his stuff. He's good. I didn't realize he was that low on subscribers. That's surprising to me.
Yeah, he's been at it about maybe 7-8 months, so he's still young. But I mean, the guy's putting out videos, man, and he makes me giggle. So I like to go over there and check him out.
Cool cat for sure. Cool cat. Let me see. There's one here that I want to give a shout out to called Morons and Motors. Have you guys heard of these guys? Morons and Motors.
It's me at my house.
Yeah, that's me trying to do an install video, right? Yeah. So I'm going to put that one here in the chat. Morons and Motors. You guys go check them out. Morons and Motors. And we're going to throw up one of their videos here in just a minute as well. Who else do I have? I've got a guy here named Jeremy Brown. And why did I write that down? I don't know if I wrote that down just because it's somebody I was going to look for or somebody who maybe I was supposed to call for work. I don't know. But let me go and see if Jeremy Brown
he's going to be surprised tomorrow morning, Deez, when he's got a YouTube channel and 1,000 subscribers.
He is. Let's see. Jeremy Brown. I don't know why the hell I have that written up here, but I do.
Downtown
so anyway,
Jeremy Brown.
Downtown Jeremy Brown. I guess, man. I don't know. Hell, go look for Jeremy Brown, I suppose. The Badgers sent in an email. They want to ask a question. Scouts Adventures, how do you find out how old your channel is like? How do you find out how old your channel is like? I don't get that one. Scouts Adventures. Ask that in a different way, buddy. I think I messed up the reading of that. My bad. The Badgers, question of the group. Hey, bud, so I have a large following on Facebook, about 93,000. Okay, so this is from the Badgers. Give them a look too, man. The Badgers, very cool channel that I just came across. So I have a large following on Facebook, about 93,000. Just started YouTube. What advice do you have for someone switching to YouTube? Personally, I couldn't give a whole lot of advice there. The only thing that I would probably do in that situation, if I had 93,000 followers on Facebook, I would start connecting with them all and just start plastering my Facebook page with my YouTube channel. I don't know. What would you guys do?
Same thing. Yeah.
Yep. The problem is Facebook kind of buries YouTube links because they're competitors.
Got their own. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if you put like a status up or something and then post your link in the first comment, you probably get maybe a little more. But if you post the link in your actual status, the algorithm will bury it, which sucks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't
Might need to
know
start
that.
an Instagram then, link it through that, and then promote your channel through the Instagram.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't realize that. Yeah, that dynamic is interesting though. Trying to promote one from the other if they're not linked. You know, I was having this discussion with Wiggs the other day, and it wasn't necessarily around this, but it's something else that's technically related. And here's one of the reasons I love having Wiggsley on here is he knows a lot about the technical aspects of whether it's filming or equipment. I mean, as you mentioned earlier, he's done some work in the industry. He studied this stuff, filmmaking and whatnot. But from what I understand,
I mean, I'm not. Disclaimer: I am not an expert.
Not okay. Well, we'll say that he's more of an expert.
I am a prosumer.
A prosumer? What the fuck? I've never heard that. So he's a pros. We've got the prosumer in the house. Tell me what you think about this. Somebody commented on one of my videos recently, and I know that I sent you the screenshot, and they said that YouTube actually kicks down the quality of your video down to 720p, even if you upload it in 1080, unless you're of a certain size or unless that video has traction. So it's getting a lot of views in the first 24 hours. Have you heard that? Is that right?
I have not specifically heard that claim. I've heard a lot of claims. I follow some guys on YouTube specifically that's kind of what they do with their channels, is keep you up to date on what the they call it best practices are. And that's basically the things YouTube wants to see you do. If you do them, they will not push you, but like it's almost a demerit if you don't put a video description, if you don't format stuff correctly. You know, there's certain stuff you want to do that kind of it works the algorithm. Instagram works the same way. It's what social media is. It's always changing. That sounds a little conspiracy theory to me. The truth is that YouTube's a gigantic force. It's the second largest search engine in the world, and 2,000 videos a minute are uploaded to YouTube. So just the amount of data that YouTube has to take in at any one given time is so massive that everybody's stuff gets compressed. And it's really up to you, the creator, what lengths you want to go to combat that. So as your video comes in and it starts, let's say, here at this compression rate, and YouTube's gonna force it down. So is it worth it to you, the creator, to bump yours up? Can you be producing in 4K, for instance? And then even more than resolution, people mistake resolution for definition because that's what TV manufacturers call it. But in reality, your bit rate has just as much to do with the quality of your image at the end as resolution does. So like my editing program, for instance, when I go to export, it's automatic. What it wants to do is put me at what it calls standard bit rate, which is like to compare 1080 and 720. Standard's not that great. I bump it up. I go to whatever the extreme setting is, and it creates a larger file, and it takes longer to upload. But if you really care that much, if you're sitting there questioning, is YouTube punishing me for being a small channel? Well, then act like a big channel and bump that compression rate up and bump that bit rate up. Shoot in 4K, find the file space. If you're that concerned about it, dress for the job you want. Produce professional footage that even if it gets bumped down from compression, will still look passable. And I'm not advocating that anybody do 4K. It's unmanageable in file size. It's a monster. But if you're that concerned.
Yeah, I was talking to Stevie TV the other day. He said he's starting to do some stuff in 4K, and it's like 2 hours to friggin' render a 10-minute video. I mean, there's no friggin' way, dude. I would drive myself nuts.
See, what I heard. I was going to say, I was talking to actually Brews and Bikers, or Baggers and Brews, and at K River, and they were actually explaining this a little bit. They were saying if your video has some 4K in it, it actually bumps you up in the algorithm. So you could just do your intro in 4K and do the rest of the video in 1080p. And that's going to give you a little bit of bump up above if you just shot it in 1080p. And it made sense. I mean, I haven't done much research on it, but it was something that might be worth trying. So instead of doing the entire video in 4K, just do your intro.
Yeah, so people that buy 4K TVs, the first thing they do is go looking for 4K content. And there's two places right now, and it's Netflix and YouTube. And when you have a 4K device, it gives you a 4K category. And so people do click on that stuff. That is an algorithm advantage. 4K with a standard bit rate, I think makes the videos look like normal 1080 television. when you're viewing it on YouTube, once it gets uploaded to YouTube. So it's kind of, like I said, it's weighing the ratio, how big of a file size you want to wrangle. I will say though, convert and come to the dark side. The iPad Pro can render 4K video in real time, 6 layers at one time.
Wow. Damn.
Do it.
And
Throw away
Wiggs,
your computers.
You said you're not an expert, but what title did you give yourself?
A prosumer. So prosumer's like the difference between buying a point and shoot camera or buying a DSLR camera that you have to turn the focus wheel yourself on.
Okay, prosumer it is. That's good enough for me, man. That's why we're gonna keep Wiggs coming on. What's up, Blacktop?
Let me ask you guys, what do you, for your bit rates, what do you export as? I usually do 10 megabits. I found a long time ago, I found like a formula for if you're doing 1080p, you want to do like 10 megabits. You can bump it up a little bit if you need to. I didn't know if you bump it up too far, if YouTube's gonna compress it so much it looks like crap.
Nope.
No, it doesn't hurt it. I run mine as high, the highest setting there is.
Yep.
Same with my sound, same with everything. I run it the highest setting there is.
Yep. As raw as you can get it. I think I have mine set to 50.
Oh, wow. Yeah, mine's at 80.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that. I don't think mine look too bad on YouTube, but I've seen some that look pretty bad.
The best thing to do is I go watch it once it's uploaded. I go watch it on my biggest TV in my house.
Yeah.
Blow it up as big as you can.
It's good point.
I use my Amazon Fire with Kodi, and if I bump it up even to 20 megabits, it won't play it. So I kind of have to be,
Very cool. Very cool. Hey, man, we've still got a lot of stuff to give out right now. Let me do one real quick. This one is going to be pretty special. Obviously, it's our American flag, but this one is a patch that's also a Velcro patch. So just kind of mix it up a little bit, guys, before we get into the next discussion. The next discussion I want to have, by the way, is about leadership and what it means to you guys, and a little bit about #SupportMVC and some discussions that I heard recently. Anyhow, so we're going to give away this very cool and very special US patch. Let me pull up the randomizer real quick. Here we go with the number randomizer. All right, you guys in the chat, don't do it yet. So we're going to start after. Don't do it yet. Hold on. Don't throw them out yet. Don't throw them out yet. And you guys don't give a damn what I say. All right, everyone who threw it in is in. All right, here we go. What do we have here? 96.
Well, I think somebody hit that on the nose.
Iron Cross Racing's going to keep hitting 69. Scouse Adventures with 90. Okay,
turn that upside down.
Scouse Adventures. I believe you're up in Canada, buddy. So if you want to pick another prize, it is an American flag. It's going to be up to you, but send me your address in Instagram, dirty.deez. Anybody who won a prize. I mean, heck, Iron Cross Racing and Digging the Hound won prizes today. I'm going to give them to you guys at lunch. I'm going to save a ton of money on mailing with you guys. That's insane.
There you go.
That's crazy.
Oh, exactly where we'll go to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know where we're going.
Oh, I know where we're going.
All right. It's on. All right, cool. So let me put this to the side and just write Scouse Adventures got one. So I was talking to somebody the other day, Scouse Patch. I was talking to somebody the other day and they said, oh, they were talking about themselves. And they said, I was appointed as a leader of #SupportMVC. And I was like, really? Appointed by what? Appointed by what? Right? So this is what it got me to thinking, man. Like, to me, leadership, and we talk about this a lot at work, and we do seminars for other companies around leadership, and we work with their management teams and whatnot. And what we always say is leaders make people see themselves as something higher than what they thought. And leaders often make people see that they can achieve things that they didn't think they could in the first place. So the way that I felt about it when that person said that to me, I thought everybody in this community is a leader and they're not really followers. And if you had a leader of, let's say you have a leader of a company, that leader is steering the direction of that company and telling people what to do within that company. But in a community, you guys tell me what you think, but I don't think a community needs a leader or figureheads. I think that if you want to be a leader in a community like this, it just means that you're promoting people and supporting people, and making those connections through text or even phone calls sometimes. I've had some of those. I know some of you guys have made real strong connections, but what do you think about that?
We need a prophet.
Profit with FIT or PHET? We need to make money profit or what?
No.
A poet and a prophet.
Somehow without paying taxes. Did we just start a religion?
Hey,
501c3. We can do that.
Something.
Hey, Dirty. Beard needs to get back in.
Okay, cool.
Beard Bog got kicked
out.
Yeah, he was waiting for you to let him in.
Oh, sorry, buddy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump on that. I mean, before we even talk about, what we got going on here, what do you guys see as leadership? Maybe it's in your jobs, maybe it's in your family, but what does that mean to you?
Okay, go ahead.
Go, JT.
Go ahead, brother.
I try to separate it severely. I wear a lot of leadership hats here at home, for one, at work especially, and in my line of work, you don't handle people with kid gloves. It's construction business. It's still a rough business. So I look at it as you lead by example, treat people with respect, and demand it from them. If I'm the boss, it sounds cocky as shit, but if I'm the boss, I'm the boss. The fucking buck stops at me, and if it don't, then I'll find somebody who will.
Right.
But at the same time, I cultivate the people I do lead, by, like I say, leading by example, teaching. But once that quitting time whistle blows, the other hat comes on. I'm just trying to steer these kids in the right direction.
I got you. What about you, Roll Tide?
I was just going to say, leadership, being a leader and leadership to me is two different things. You can be appointed the leader, and then you can lead and you can show people what you want them to be doing. And to me, leadership is simply the ability for you to be able to get the absolute most out of that individual's potential. So if you're drawing out the very most that you can get from that individual, from the potential pool that they have, then you're showing leadership. So to me, it's just kind of two different things. You can lead, but to show the leadership, you have to have the ability to draw that out of people. Simply put.
Exactly. It's a balance of both. Yes.
Yep.
That's good.
And mind you, I don't lead anybody, so.
No, but I know you've got a lot of responsibility in what you do day in, day out. So that, there's a lot of leadership involved in what you do.
Some days.
What do you think, Bly? I know, Bly, you're always the big boss wherever you walk around, man.
Yeah. I mean, I just piggybacking on what everybody said. To me, there's a difference between being a leader and being a mentor, right? Because with me, there's a difference between being in charge, just telling people what to do, coming up with all the decisions, coming up with all the direction. But what I have learned over the years is developing a more collaborative environment where I'm trying to grow my people, because the team that I have, or the teams that I've had over the last 10, 15 years, are more focused. There's kind of like entry level, right? So they're coming into my group, they can grow a little bit within my team, and then I'm trying to get them on to the next thing, right? So my goal is not to have anybody come in my group and just stay at that level 1, level 2 position. It's about empowering them with the tools that they need to continue to grow, and giving them everything that I've learned, and things that have helped me, and kind of encourage them to kind of move on. So, and of course, you come across people that might be bad seeds, that need a little bit more guidance, a little bit more direction. But as a manager, it's kind of what our role is. It's like I always tell everybody, you have this path you want to guide them on, and if they start deviating from the path, is when you kind of give them the little taps to kind of get them back on track. A lot of times, what happens is you don't make those small corrections, and they just go off this direction, and that's when you're like talking write-ups and verbals and firing and all that kind of stuff. But if you kind of keep them on this path, kind of keep them on the straight and narrow, they're going to continue in line and just continue to grow. So it's always about building the bench too, looking for your replacement, training somebody that can take over your job so that you can move up as well. So it's also another important thing.
Man, you bring up a good point. So then does that mean that leadership always involves accountability, holding people accountable?
Oh, definitely holding people accountable. Yeah, because if you're tasking somebody with doing something, you're responsible for X. That person's responsible for it. So if X fails, yes, the leader is ultimately responsible, but unfortunately the person that failed at that job was the person, as long as they were given proper training, things of that nature. So they need to be, hold accountability for what they do and take pride in their work and everything else, right? Because if they're a decent individual, they'll say, hey, I messed up. I take responsibility for that. Not everybody does that, but some of them do. So
absolutely. Let me just read a couple things in the chat. We've got some good things going on. First of all, Mr. John Maxwell, thank you, buddy. If he's still out there, he's going to go ahead and dip, but he appreciates everybody and what we've got going on here. Absolutely. Scouse Adventures, excel your troops to be the best they can be and give them the tools to do it. Pass down the knowledge or it is lost forever, for sure. Bombshell Biker says Bearded is having issues getting in. I'm going to send you that link again. Geared Raven, I love that answer. ICR, I have learned so much from people in this community and I'm glad to share that knowledge with others. Baggers and Brews, so true. Iron Cross, Donna Main, e-bike is not for me. Okay. We've got, let's see, JT Hickman had a good one. Compromise. Let's agree to respect each other's views, no matter how wrong yours may be. Yeah, I like that. What else? Baggers and Brews, leadership involves development. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. JT Hickman, where was he? Get to work. You aren't being paid to believe in the power of your dreams. Okay. I don't know who he's talking about. Gears and Gadgets. I'm going to check out you guys. Just want to say I really think this group of creators and the support is incredible. A bunch of solid people in this chat. Very good. Gears and Gadgets. We're going to see you on the next one, buddy. Okay. What else do we have? Asphalt Traveler, I keep San Antonio's electricity running and don't get paid anything. Keep it running, buddy. We need you. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a real interesting topic about leadership. I think that to lead other people, it kind of sounds like a cliche, but to lead other people, you first have to be able to lead yourself in the right direction. There's a lot of responsibility that goes with that. And I think that in a community that there are people who are leaders without titles. I don't think that titles ever really need to be given. I think leadership is not given. I think leadership is recognized. That's what I think.
One thing as a community, it's more of a cooperative, right? It's like one thing it really took me a long time to learn, this coming from my background in the military, was it was always my way or the highway, right? And it was like my idea was the best and my, everything was all about me. But when you're working with individuals, I really enjoy now hearing everybody else's input and then everybody kind of coming to consensus on what we think will work. And sometimes you're going to come up with a solution. It'll have a little bit of what you give, but it's also going to have everybody else's input as well, right? So you end up having this collective thing that has everybody's input and everybody's buy-in. And that's the coolest thing ever, is when you get a room full of managers or just technical leads or whatever, and everybody has a little bit of piece of this thing. And then people just get into it so much more than to have it being just one person like, this is my idea, it's best later. And that's what we're going to do,
Right. Got you. Cool. Let me try to get Bearded Bobber back in. Hold on.
Guys, I'm going to have to get off here. I got to run. Pulling out early in the morning for a 3-day trip. So.
Right on, brother. It was good having you on, man, as always.
Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, appreciate you,
JT.
Take care, JT.
When you start your church, I want to start up and get my tax exemption.
Okay.
Start your church. Yeah,
See you guys.
All right, take it easy, buddy. Bombshell, if you're still in the chat, I sent the link once again to Bearded. And who else? I know that we had a couple other people that wanted to get involved in the video.
Hey, the motorcycle Mick is he would love to hop in here. He's in the chat there.
Come on in, buddy. Come on in. Let me see if anybody else is on hold to get in. I don't see anybody else on hold. Ah, here we go. Bearded Bobber got you, buddy. My bad. I think we got you in. Motorcycle Mick. Wiggs, if you have that link, you can send it to Motorcycle Mick, or I can look in my inbox.
Okay.
Mike Moto, you'd like to get in. I've been watching broadcast and would really like to ask you guys a question. Thanks for the time. Yeah, sure. Let's see. Yeah, do it. Is that Bombshell?
That's the Bombshell.
I thought I heard
And
it
the
all.
beard.
And a beard. There we go. What's up, y'all?
Hi.
Looking spectacular as always.
No.
Yes. Did you color your hair purple, or is that a scrunchie?
It's been purple.
Yeah.
It was even. Oh wow! I didn't notice that last time. Cool. All right, cool. Good discussion. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, for sure. Good time.
I think that I would like to know why I'm the only one prepared with a mask. I was told that this would be spooky.
This is scary enough.
We're about to get spooky.
Hey, I got tired of wearing masks.
That's right.
It's nice to be mask free.
I think it should get a little bit spooky. So let's change the topic a little bit. So we were talking about ghost stories and stuff like that. Holy crap. Blacktop Devil, that's getting a little too spooky, baby. Blacktop got real freaky. So
there we go.
We were talking earlier about, the freakiest.
Got super real.
Hell. Now it's getting deep. So those stories, those Halloween stories, I know we got stuff like that coming up. In fact, I'm going to set a little bit of mood music here. However, I want to let you guys know, I don't want to take too much away from what's going to happen on the Mama Mafia, because those ladies have something up their sleeve. I'm not quite sure what, but Miss Bobber over there, Bombshell, I know you guys always have something badass. And that last one that you guys did was friggin' awesome.
Yeah,
Friggin'
we had
awesome.
a lot of fun. Can you hear me? I can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You're not supposed to hear yourself.
I don't know. Anyways, so it's good. It actually kind of started from my spoopy series, which I thought was really awesome, that we could keep telling scary stories and stuff, and that's something I love. I look forward to Halloween every year. We've had a decoration, at least one decoration up since August. When did we get the mermaid? We got a skeleton mermaid in August, and it's just been hanging. And I told the beard when we first got together, I was like, hey, our house is probably going to be spooky all year, just so you know. Iron Cross, what's going on with your face right now?
That's the one you were on Stevie TV, wasn't it?
That's for the win.
My bloody rabbit something or other.
Oh my God.
Put that mic inside that rabbit face.
There we go.
There you go. Come on, just like your helmet.
Can you guys hear any of the background music at all?
Yeah.
The purge is happening on this channel now.
Here comes the purge. All right, cool. So I've got a story for you guys. This is a true story, all right? It's a true story. Here, I'm going to cut these lights.
How many sandwiches are you going to eat?
Really could cut them there. Didn't do
Get
jack
the fridge.
shit.
Give me a beer.
Anyway, so here we go, man. Check this out. Real deal. This really happened. So a buddy of mine, Steve, he used to live in this mansion. No joke. We have a place here in San Antonio called the King William area, and it was settled by German settlers back in the day. A lot of people think here in South Texas we only have Mexican culture and whatnot, but tons of Germans. They built some of the most amazing homes out here. So Steve lived in this 3-story house, had a friggin' elevator, all this stuff. And when we were kids, we thought we were doing seances, right? So we'd take the Ouija board and all that. And sometimes we would do them out in the woods. I don't know what. And so one time we took it up to the 3rd floor of his house, right? And so you can imagine a bunch of 6th grade, maybe we're in 5th grade even. And we go up there and we've got the Ouija board ready. And we've got a candle in the middle, right? A glass candle. And we light this candle. We got the Ouija board. It's probably 10:30 at night, which for us was late at the time. No joke, serious thing, man. As soon as we all touched hands, because like, you know, you're sitting around in a circle and you touch hands. As soon as we touched hands, that candle, glass candle, broke with that glass in a perfect circle. And I got to tell you, man, I've lit candles my entire life. Even to this day, we light shitloads of candles up in our house. It's crazy. And never once have I had one break like that in a perfect circle. So that's my ghost story, man. I don't know if ghosts are real or not, but the timing of that was more than just coincidence. So that's the one and only ghost story I have, man. But I got to think that sometimes there are things that happen out here in the world that we just don't understand. And energy's real deal, man. Energy is for real. Motorcycle Mick in the house. What's up, buddy?
Not much, man.
Good to have you on.
Is this mic working?
That mic is working.
Yep. Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Thanks for coming on, dude. You've been itching to come on. You and I have been texting throughout the day, making sure that you had a chance to come on board. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about your channel, man.
I'm 26, like long walks on the beach. I started my channel back in May, I think. And then through some happenstance, I ran into Wigsley. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, that's. And
I think you Facebook stalked me, which is fine. I would Facebook stalk me.
I mean, I would. I did.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I just like making videos. A lot of stuff I put out there is a little bit crazy, but you know, I think sometimes it's the truth behind it that makes it fun. But you're talking about ghost stories, and yeah, I think I told you this one. There's a cemetery about, I don't know, a quarter mile from my house. I will not go by anymore because on one of those dark, rainy nights, I swear to God, I hit someone with my bike and about lost it. And like I saw a perfect shape of a person walking in front of me as I went through them. And it was probably one of the scariest moments of my life, second to almost wrecking my brand new motorcycle at the drag strip.
No kidding. And what were you on at the time? No, I'm kidding. Have you seen or heard or done anything like that? Math is a hell of a drug. Have you I mean, did you ever come to a conclusion on what that was? Have you heard of anybody else getting the same type of thing, going through the same path?
It's weird because I talked to 2 other people that live over there, and they told me that it was like it's a common apparition. It used to be like an old caretaker. There used to be a house over there where a caretaker lived, and the dude died in some kind of fire. And so they said he walks back and forth across the street, going back and forth between the 2.
Freaky. Wow.
And then there's Wigsley.
Motorcycle Mick, where do you ride?
Michigan. I'm I don't know, about 20 minutes from where Wigsley's at.
Have you met up with Wiggs?
We have. We've had a few rides, one of which he thought I wasn't there because I actually went home and switched motorcycles. And so they said he walks back and forth across the street, going back and forth between the 2.
Oh, you gotta turn down your YouTube.
Yeah, because there's
whoever's YouTube's. Mick and I have dual vlogged a few times. We did a Murder Mitten Moto Vlogger meetup. What was there, like 6 of us? And then he and I rode in a charity ride that was put on by a local custom shop called Clem Speed Shop.
Cool.
That was a good ride too. You know, a lot of fun we had. Wigsley decided they need to get a bigger motor in his Sportster.
Mick decided this. Wigsley's fine.
1200.
Cool. Hey, real quick, we got Michael Reed checking in. What's happening, dude?
Nothing much. How you doing?
Doing all right. Michael, tell us a little bit about your channel. Tell us a little bit about you, what you ride, where you ride.
I'm 15. I ride a 1988 FXRP and a 1999 Sportster 1200.
Young buck in the house. Look at that. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. So you're 15
Yep.
and you ride 2 bikes. Do you even have a license, man?
I have a learner's permit. I ride with my dad.
Okay, good. Good for you. Good for you. All right. And the name of your channel?
Yep. Mike Moto 31.
All right. Let's go ahead and put that in the chat. Mike Moto 31.
I subscribed to Mike Moto 31 this week. I got a sticker from him in line at Bring It Home.
Yep.
It's good meeting you, buddy.
Nice.
Whoa.
You too.
Matter of fact, I got that sticker.
So when at 15, 2 bikes and a friggin' YouTube channel, plus stickers, man, dude is tearing it up. Very good.
Yeah.
Right? Good to
He's
have
way
you out
ahead
here.
of the game.
How long have you been? How long you been doing the YouTube thing?
Just about a year. I've been riding just over a year now. So I've been doing YouTube just a little under a year now.
Very cool, man. Good to have you on here. We appreciate it. How long have you been on the stream tonight? Did you come on at the beginning?
Yeah, I tried to get on at the beginning, but my Wi-Fi was getting a little slow, so I did come on about 5 minutes into it. So I've been on here the whole time, pretty much, just about.
You scared me for a minute there, dude. I thought you said your wife was pretty slow. I'm like,
That's
dude,
what I
15, what
thought.
the fuck?
What?
Run.
This kid's already a full-grown man. Damn. Should have had you on here earlier.
Oh, looks like you got the sticker up.
Oh, look at that sticker. That's a cool sticker, man. Shoot, Roll Tide
Thank you.
530's got a Moto Mike sticker. Look at that. Love that.
Oh, yeah, I got that thing in person, baby, down at Bring It Home.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, you are living the life already. Very cool. I wish I would have done that at 15. Ain't no telling. Dude, that's great. Do you have an Instagram, Mike?
I do. It's Mike Moto 31 as well.
Easy. You're doing it the right way. Might hit you up for a sticker, man. Just that sticker swap. Very cool. Very cool.
I can definitely do that.
Let me ask a question of Bearded Bobber and Mrs. Bombshell. So you guys are out there in a part of the country that some people would consider a little bit freaky, a little bit on the freaky side. Some people might. ICross Racing is a transplant from there to Texas.
For good reason.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever ran into anything that was creepy, freaky, one of these kind of Halloween tales?
I went dirty place first, and I don't think that's where we want to go. So
Freaky California.
And that was on the sidewalk.
You can you can do things here.
So I've seen a lot more of it, I think, than you have.
Yeah.
But my family, fun fact, is like Catholic from Mexico. So like
what?
Brujas are real. Like that's like witches. Like that shit's real. Like all of it. I never without a shadow of a doubt think that stuff's like, oh, you're being dramatic. I'm like, fuck you. I'm not touching a Ouija board because I don't need any more fucking demons in my house. Hard pass. Like the night my mom died, I remember. So my dad was sleeping downstairs with me on the couches, and I remember waking up and I was only like half awake. But my mom had a very distinct walk. And I'm pretty good about remembering like the way people's like cadences. It's like a music thing. And so I could hear her walk downstairs and my arm just happened to be up and I just like closed my hand and I could feel my mom's hand like the night she died. And like and my dad had been tossing and turning the whole night long. And then I hear him take like this really deep breath in and then he finally relaxed because my dad couldn't sleep without my mom. He traveled a lot for work. And always for like the 1 week or 2 weeks that they were gone, he couldn't sleep. And so finally he like took a deep breath and was able to like sigh and go to sleep because my mom was just like, you're good. Everything's fine. So
Wow.
I totally believe it. Absolutely.
That is incredible. And that wasn't very long ago, was it?
No, she died February 3rd of last year.
Yeah, man. Wow. I didn't realize that you had that heritage kind of from
Oh, because I'm hella
Mexico,
white.
the Catholic. Yeah. Because
She fully
yeah.
has, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 50%. Like my mom was like
Animal.
dark brown. Like,
Wow. Yeah.
extra refried bean. That's my mom.
The funny thing is,
refried bean.
I'm fully white and from all across the entire world, and I get more Spanish spoke to me than she does.
I legit thought he was Mexican when we first started dating.
Wow.
Everyone's
I
like,
thought-
he's Mexican, right? And I was like, I think so. Like,
I always
never
thought it
spoken
was,
Spanish to him, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, all the time they're like, Spanish? No. Come on. Really?
Nobody ever believes me until I put on a flannel.
Well, I always thought it was Italian, and then we found out my grandmother, who was raised fully Italian, we found her paperwork that she was adopted and she was German, but she didn't even know, and we didn't find that out until like a year ago. You know, Ancestry.com and all the other bullshit. So,
yeah, insane, man. Wow. Yeah, that's an incredible story. It must have been very soothing to feel her hand that one last time.
Absolutely. Well, and like my mom, she was on hospice for like a week before she died. So I was very fortunate and I got to spend like that last week with her. And so we were talking and I told her, I was like, Mom, like, I'm not ready for you to go. Like, I'm still in my 20s. Like, I still have a lot of life to live and you're not going to be here. And so she's like, Mija, I'll always come down and be with you. I was like, you're going to get really sick of coming down from heaven every single day to listen to me bitch about my day. And she's like, but I'll do it. And so, and like, she's never once let me down. Like, she's been gone over a year and I feel or see something at least once a day every year. Like every day. Like she's never once let me down.
That's incredible. So in your family, did you celebrate like the Dia de los Muertos? And
yeah, we actually have an ofrenda up in our house right now. We get our kids to be a part of it because they didn't meet a lot of people. And so we have them participate. And so that they get to learn a little bit more about people that they didn't get to spend as much time with. Like my mom, they really missed out on. Because, you know, Beard and I haven't been together super long. And so it's a way for us to tell them, you know, what we remember and show pictures and death sucks, but it's inevitable. And looking at it that way, it helps me cope for sure. Cause like my late husband is on there and my kids, you know, our kids will ask like, well, who is that? And I'm like, well, that's like my best friend. And let me tell you about the weird shit that Ryan did. And they don't see it as, you know, anything weird to them now. It was weird when we first did it for them because that's not what they grew up with. But for me, going to the cemetery and talking to your dead loved ones was like a total normal thing. And so when people are like, you go to the cemetery and talk to your grandpa, and I'm like, yeah, all the fucking time. Like, do you not go see your grandparents? Like that's where mine just happens to be.
Yeah. Wow.
And so like when my grandpa's buried in Redlands, and so on my mom's 1 year anniversary of being gone, she's not buried, she was cremated. And so I don't have that place, but I went and saw my grandpa, and it's always this really cool thing when I go, because like even if it's super windy, it just gets very, very calm when I go sit at his headstone and just talk to him. And then one of my uncles is buried there too, and so when I'll go talk to him, he had like a super big green thumb. So, and he was a shit. He was such a little like trickster. So every time I go, I fucking hate bugs, like more than life itself. And so I get covered in bugs every time. And I'm like, can you not, Jimmy? Every time.
Wow.
Yeah. Like,
You know, I think it was Isaac Newton who said that, I forget who said it. It was somebody who knew what they were talking about. They said that energy is neither created nor destroyed. It only changes form. And, you know, we have energy within us. I mean, people are, you know, you can conduct electricity. Try to stick your finger in a light socket, you'll find out real quick. So, you know.
Have fun at home.
So when we talk about that energy and people passing away and residual energy and things like that, hey, if energy is neither created nor destroyed, it just changes form. I think that kind of seals the deal right there. That's how I think about it. I know there are a lot of skeptics out there, but you know, these things kind of ingrained in us, I think, as humans a lot of times. So when we talk about the Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead versus Halloween, Halloween's pretty commercial. It's a lot of fun. It's people dressing up like, everything under the sun. Pikachu, politicians, whatever. It can be kind of freaky, but it's a whole different thing. Interesting. Anybody else out there with some freaky tales? Gonna Blaze, 2 Kiwi riders heading out. Thank you guys. We appreciate you. Very cool.
Hey, Deez, I'm gonna have to take off too.
All right, brother. I think we're gonna get ready to shut her down. It's 11:30 here in Georgia, so we're gonna go ahead and shut her down, I guess, for a while. I'm gonna leave the chat up for a while though, because I like to just hang out in the chat sometimes. But look, I appreciate everybody coming on. Everybody in the chat. Roll Tide 530. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure.
And it was so good hanging out with you. I think one of my top memories of the Bring It Home weekend was having that cigar with you out there. Of course, meeting.
I was going to show everybody the cigar you gave me too, boy. You gave me that big old. I'm going to save that for a special occasion, brother.
We're going to call that one the donkey.
The
donkey. You gave him what?
Yeah, you gave me the donkey.
It was a show.
Yeah, it was a show. Blacktop, good having you as always, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Finding you and hanging out with you and your pops and Mrs. Blacktop was the bomb.
Yeah, that was fun.
It really was. Breakfast with Bearded and Bombshell, that was a blast. Riding up there with Iron Cross Race, I just can't get enough. Wigsley, thank you for being on, dude, and bringing your, hold on, I wrote it down here. Your what was it?
Prosumer.
Prosumer. Yeah. Wigsley, thanks for bringing your prosumer approach. Motorcycle
research your gear, people. Use YouTube to research your gear.
Yes.
Dude knows what he's talking about. Motorcycle Mick, thanks for popping on, buddy. You guys go check out Motorcycle Mick and Michael Reed. I gotta tell you, man. Michael Reed, I'm impressed. I haven't even seen any of your videos yet, but 15, 2 bikes, learner's permit, and went to Bring It Home. I'm gonna check you out. I'm gonna check you out for sure. Yeah, with
Thanks,
stickers
man.
Already. Insane.
Thank
All right,
you.
cool, guys. For you guys who won the prize tonight, send me something. Send me your email or your mailing address on Instagram, dirty.deez. I appreciate you guys. All right, until next time, we'll see you guys around.